Hey guys, Great Scott Moments. And so we're in a series called How to Be Happy All of Our Life, and we're going to talk about expectations. Okay, now sometimes that's going to have to do with how we grew up, or our parents, or how we see our life and how it should be. And typically that's modeled off of someone else that we knew. So someone who grew up on a farm and they worked all morning and they cooked their meals and they did their laundry and cleaned up the house. When they get to a point where finances are rough and they lose the maid, they're already okay with having to cook their own meals and clean their own clothes and all of that stuff. Whereas someone who, growing up, they never cooked for themselves. They never cleaned up after themselves. They wouldn't even have a clue. If some financial setback and they have to lose the maid, it's a travesty to have to actually, oh man, vacuum this whole entire carpet. I don't know what to do. It's going to take me 3 hours. Okay. Expectations. Those are two people in a very simple example. They have two totally different expectations of what's going to happen in every little setback in life. Now you could translate that to relationships. Hey, I wanted a relationship where this partner is going to love me and be so loyal to me, and every moment of the day they're going to be wanting to shower me with gifts, they're going to want to touch me and give me warm hugs, or lavish me with words of affection and poetry, and it's just going to be so wonderful and I love it. But to be honest, sometimes you might have that person, but they may not be able to do it every moment of the time. And so, where are your expectations? Some people just want to be married. Well, being married only cures you of singleness. It doesn't make you happy. And if you're a controller, you can't control anyone else but yourself. Ask any married person. Okay? So a lot of people have certain expectations. There was this great movie where there was just this evil guy, and the girl kind of liked him, and her brother was like, "What are you thinking? Why in the world would you want to see yourself with this guy?" And she's like, "Well, I think I can change him." And of course it made for a laugh, but it really got into no, that's not our job, is to change someone else. The easiest place to change is with our expectations. Now I know two people where he's kind of a slob, and she would really love it if he'd kind of clean up around the house and maybe take care of the kid, and he's loving and adoring, and he's got a lot of financial success that he's bringing in, but cleaning is just not in the ballpark. That was never in his expectations, and if they were, he never lived up to them. And so it causes a little temptation, or what do you call that, tension. But I think what she's done is she's lowered the bar on her expectations of what needs to get to happen. And hopefully they're going to get to a point where they say, we can get someone to come in and clean this place up once a week, and then her expectations of a nice clean house are going to be raised back to where she's very happy, and his expectations of not having to do any cleaning is going to be lived up to, and so there's a solution. Sometimes that doesn't always work out with relationships, and especially very intimate ones like that, but everything's going to start, whether we're going to be happy or we're going to be sad and depressed, is starting out with our expectations. There's a lot of people that feel they need to medicate themselves because they've just plummeted down where they cannot meet any expectations of themselves. And even those medications, they're still going to be sad because the expectations are still there. They're not being dealt with, they're not being handled, and so they're never going to measure up. And that is not the solution. I'm not saying that The medication is the major downer here. Maybe for other areas that would be, but for in this example of happiness, medication is not necessarily what's needed. It's a little course correction on the map of how they see life. Okay, I'll talk to you guys in the next level.